Okay, let's stick with Quebec for a moment and some of the politics, how they're playing out there, because the province does account for nearly a quarter of the seats in Parliament. And the province is seen as a bit of a wild card with voting that can sometimes be quite unpredictable. Now, in the last election, the Bloc Québécois gave the Liberals some serious competition, winning 32 seats to the Liberals' 35, cutting it very close. For a look at how the votes might play out this time around, we're joined now by Frédéric Bérard. He is a political commentator and a lawyer, and he teaches at the University of Montreal. Frédéric, very good to have you this morning.
Thanks to you. My pleasure.
And can I just get this right off the bat? Is it Frédéric or is it Frédéric?
Frédéric. Frédéric is good in French. Fred is good in English as well, and in French as well.
Well,
it's good both sides.
Well, let me try and honor our bilingual heritage and say Frédéric. Thank you so much for making time for us. And let me ask you, from your vantage point, because this has been such an unpredictable election and so much has turned upside down in the past few weeks, what is the key driving force in terms of how Quebecers are going to be voting?
Well, I think it's everything's about Trump, is about Trump right now, about the annexion, about the tariffs, obviously about the economy, about our future with regards to the U.S. So, yeah, it's been a pretty tough time for the NDP and the Bloc Québécois and the Conservative as well, but especially for NDP and the Bloc, because they're trying to gain some sort of relevance within a campaign where we know that the NDP will not form a majoritarian government, and the Bloc obviously same thing for them. So yeah, that was a pretty tough time trying to be considered as relevant in a way or another.
Does it all come down to U.S. President Donald Trump, do you think?
Oh yeah, 100% sure. Because there's a lot of people who are used to vote for the Bloc Québécois who decided to vote for Carney, to vote for the Liberals for the first time of their life. Because even though they're sovereignists or they're at least pretty nationalists, they're saying, well, we need to face Trump's threats in a way or another. So we need to have a strong majoritarian government, which doesn't mean that those people are now liberals, but they're trying to give a chance to have a strong government. Yeah. So
they're sovereigntists, and they still believe in a Quebec national identity. But right now, there's a greater, for lack of a better word, enemy that needs to be faced collectively, right? So does that mean the question of sovereignty is just on pause right now in Quebec? Are people talking about it? I mean, how relevant is what the Bloc represents as a political party in this election?
That's a very, very good question you're asking right now, because the Bloc tried in this campaign not to talk about sovereignty, not to talk about referendum, but the Parti Québécois, the big brother, if I may say, of the Bloc, keep talking about referendum, keep talking about independence. And I think it's going to be a tough time for the Parti Québécois at one point in 2026 when they're going to be at the Quebec elections, because it's pretty tough to convince people to have a referendum and to go for the independence. While, I mean, we have those threats from Trump about the annexion. I mean, everyone here in Quebec know that if Trump is coming in Canada, obviously he's going to try to get Quebec as well because of our lakes and forests and all that. So yeah, I think it's going to be a tough time for the sovereigntists for quite a while, in my opinion, at least as long as Trump is there.
Now, while Carney has gained tremendous momentum in this election, particularly also in Quebec, which is critical. I mean, the conversation we always have in every federal election is Ontario and Quebec will decide in the end, you know, because they just have so much of the population. They have so many of the seats in Parliament. But something interesting that's evolved over this election, Frédéric, is how Mark Carney has really emphasized we should be one economy. We should be one united voice, not only against the United States, but as representatives around the world. But this speaks very counter to what we've heard from Quebecers and specifically from the Bloc, that there are specific, not only cultural, but economic needs and environmental needs that Quebec wants to be managed differently. How is all of that playing out?
Well, actually, I do agree with the hypothesis. The hypothesis being that most Quebecers right now wants to be protected, want to have a strong Canadian economy to face Trump's threats, as I said. And I've never seen so many Quebecers being so many Canadians right now. At the Four Nation hockey tournament maybe a month ago, I mean, people went crazy for Hockey Canada, even though there were no Quebecers on the team except Samuel Montembeault. So all that to say that I don't think that Quebecers are now like strong and proud Canadian for the rest of their life, but as we speak, as we take that snapshot in the actuality, I'm quite sure that most people will decide to, as I said, to go with the Liberal just in order to create a strong to create a strong economy in Canada and to replace the link that we had with American commerce, for instance.
Election day being just 2 days away, Frédéric, what are some key ridings, some key geographic locations that you're going to be watching on election night to see how they swing?
I think that for Montreal, it's going to be mostly Liberal. Same for Outaouais. I think that the fight will be at what we call the 450, which is the North Shore of Montreal, the South Shore of Montreal. I think there will be ridings that are belonging to the Bloc Québécois right now that could switch to the Liberals. This is the key for the Liberals, obviously, but also for the Bloc, who is threatened to lose probably 10 to 15 seats. So it's going to depend on how it plays out in the North and South Shore of Montreal. And in Quebec, depending on how the Conservative will do, probably that the Bloc could gain some kind of momentum, because we didn't speak about it, but the Conservative had a pretty tough campaign here in Quebec because most people see Poilievre as a mini Trump, which is quite bad for him right now.
Okay, Frédéric Bérard, merci beaucoup. Thank you so much for your time.
Merci beaucoup. À bientôt.